Hello, family. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you're joining me from in this big, beautiful world of ours. Welcome, one and all, and I thank you all for joining me today. To all my newer subscribers, I thank you. I thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, family, today, just check me and let me know if you're hearing me, people, because, I am new to this little ditty here, and I want to make sure that I am coming across loud and clear, loud and clear. So tell me if you're hearing me. Tell me if you're hearing me. Are you hearing me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anybody out there, can you hear me? Can you hear me, people? Can you hear me? I don't want to spend the rest of my time talking to the screen and you're not hearing me. Jason, hey, thank you, family. Welcome. All right. So today, family, I'm again on the heels of our women in parliament asking the ladies about a subject that I think should be near and dear to their hearts. Like I said, I think it should be. We're asking about the sexual predator registry that is private. Ladies of parliament, want to come to the front of the class, please. Come on, one and all, join the class. Head to the front of the lecture hall, draw up a chair. Well, you don't have to draw up a chair. The chairs are right there. Just take a front seat, my ladies of parliament. Have you ever asked why is the registry private? What was the impetus behind the privacy factor of the registry? We need to know. We want to know. And we want to know the real, honest reason why it's private, not this nonsense about protecting the victims, because that is just pure, unadulterated horse manure, if you ask me. We just need some answers. Ladies, ladies of parliament, what are you doing in your positions as MP? Is it just a case of bench warming? Are you all a part of a quota to a part of a quota system to get more women in parliament, tokens, if you will, just to say that parliament is diverse? No, sir. And is that the fact that you could be considered part of a quota, your reward for being part of the I don't know, the good old boys club, for why you're not blasting out things like this? The fact that they gave you a seat in the good old boys club, part of the your I don't know, your answer to that would be that you all have to shut up and shut your mouth and sit down and sit quietly and let the old musty, dusty, rusty old men do all the talking and legislate? No, sir. No, sir. That is no, no, no. That can't happen. And if that's the case, this is a cycle that we have to break. We're in 2024, for Christ's almighty sake. And no longer, look here, we are no longer barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen. Women, us women, all of you ladies in parliament, we're educated. We're smart, smarter than some of the men that you deal with on a daily basis. And we have a voice, and we should use our voice. We should not be muzzled or gagged. We have to speak out about issues that affect us, that affect women, no matter how hard it may seem or feel, or you feel downtrodden. We have to talk about it. We have to speak out. We have to, for our sake, we have to. Now, the registry, the sexual predator registry, That was established, let's see, it was established under the Sexual Offences Act, which was passed way back in October of 2009. And even then, it was long, it should have been long in coming. And the database for this act, it was completed by the Department of Correctional Services in May of 2014, just 10 years ago. Just 10 years ago. The information that they have on the registry, you see, here's the information that they gather on the predator. It's the offender's name, their address, their date of birth, and their picture. It also includes in the profile for each offender places that they frequent, where they go on a regular basis. All of that is included, but nowhere on the registry does it say give the name of the victims. It includes the offense that the predator did and the age of the victim. Nowhere does it say the identity of the victim. It doesn't even say if the victim was male or female. So why can't it be public? Why can't it be public? And again, my ladies of parliament, why aren't any of you fighting for this? Why aren't any of you fighting for this? This particular subject right here is a hot button item, and this could be used as part of your re-election campaign. You just have to get a pen, put it to paper, or sit down in front of your computer and write out a bill, push it in front of Parliament, make it come legislation to pass, a bill that will take a chunk out of offenders' backside. And you have to make it the registry public. Put in part of your bill that you're writing that their name is going to be on the Sex Offender Registry, and it is going to be public. It has to be, because what good is it if it's private? Only a certain amount, a certain group of people are certain, according to these to these old fogies in Parliament. Stakeholders, that's their new buzzword, you see. Stakeholders have access to this damn sexual registry. What the hell for? Why not let everybody know which dirty junker living in their neighborhood, in their community? Everybody need to know so they can arm themselves accordingly. It is madness. I'm telling you, these jokers talking about the registry is private because they want to protect the identity of the victim. Again, I call horse manure. Victims' names are not even their gender are listed anywhere in the registry. Nowhere. So the nonsense that they're talking about and they're trying to protect the identity of the victim, which is horseshit. Sorry, my family. It's horse, but it's horse manure. It is horse manure. Again, like I said, the registry was established in Jamaica May of 2014 after the act was passed in October of 2009. And the registry is under the daily management of the Department of Correctional Services. And I don't know how well that registry is being updated, but yeah, it's still private and it should be public. So fast forward, in March of 2015, there were only like 50 offenders on the registry. according to RJR News. There was only 50 offenders on the registry. And I think that number is way low, way low. You know, no, sir. For the amount of family ram and dirty junk crumb them who love mess with people pitney, that number I think is way low, way low, way low than it actually should be. I really and truly believe that. So we are gone now. Let me see. Back in 2021, I think this was. Yes. So the Gleaner put out an article there that says the number of offenders on the registry. There are 300 registered sex offenders on the registry. This is back in August, the end of August of 2021. They're claiming this is about 100%, almost 100% increase in the number of offenders on the list. NASA, even 2021, 300 and I think the article says 331 sex offenders were on the registry. No, man. That from 2000, well, it was established in 2009. The law was passed that they have to have a registry in October 2009. And it was established, they finally finished putting the finishing touches on it, the registry, in May of 2014. And that's still the number of I honestly and truly believe it was way too low. I'm going to read you the article of where it says 300 registered sex offenders in Jamaica. Concerns that low conviction rate makes many fall through the cracks. This is a Gleaner article from August 28th of 2021. All right. It says, although the number of convicted sex offenders registered in Jamaica has almost doubled over the last 3 years, which is from 2018 to 2021, according to the new data, specialists believe it still doesn't tell the true picture. Well, duh. The fear that the low rate of conviction for sex-related crimes has allowed an untold number of sexual predators to fall outside the regulatory framework established to monitor them. There are 300, near 100% rise when compared with the 168 that were listed in February of 2020. The database is managed by the Department of Correctional Services, DCS. Since the start of 2021, 25 convicted sex offenders have been added to the register, according to the DCS statistics obtained by the Gleaner. It was a Sunday Gleaner. 40 were added last year, which was 2020, 59 in 2019, and 39 the year before that, which is 2018. For political scientist Dr. Leanne Levers, these figures seem, according to her, quote unquote, incredibly low, given the number of sexual offenses recorded in Jamaica annually. She also says, as we know, that globally, as well as in Jamaica, approximately 25% of women experience some form of abuse in their lifetime. However, Dr. Levers said she was not surprised by the figures given the depth of resources to tackle crime and the myriad of issues plaguing the justice sector. Them spend the most. Okay. Government spend the most on everything. Between January 1st and August 24th of 2021, 267 cases of rape were recorded across the 19 police divisions island-wide, which is a 31% reduction when compared to the corresponding period 2020, according to the latest figures compiled by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I wonder why it was so little. Because people don't file complaints. They don't go to police to file complaints because anyhow them go police station if you go file complaint against somebody. You can guarantee, say, police know the person who you're filing the complaint against. And what they do? Go tell the damn dirty jankro them say, Mary Jane, come here police station, come file claim for rape and molestation and whatever. And what happens after that? The victim get victimized all over again because the dirty jankro who victimized them gone back after them, probably gonna threaten them from the information they get from the damn dirty police them. I mean, I say all police are dirty jankro, you know, but you have some in there that are dirty jankro for real. Let me continue. The Home Circuit Court, which covers Kingston and St. Andrew, will have 267 sex-related cases listed, including 164 rape and 71 for persons accused of having sex with a minor when the Home Circuit Court resumed their responsibility, which was September of 2021. It said, the article continues, again, this is reading from the Gleaner from August of 2021. There are 40 convictions and 20 acquittals for sexual offenses over the last 2 sessions of the court, held between January and July of 2021. This is data from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Shows that. Dr. Levers says, I think the low rate of conviction is what allows sex offenders to fall through the cracks. Then I fall through the cracks in a dock, then I fall through the cracks, then let the rotten hole them go. Then let them go. She believes too, Dr. Levers believes too, that socio-cultural norms in Jamaica that encourage sexual violence, particularly among young men and women, are among the most problematic aspects of what allows sex offenders to fall outside of the monitoring regime established in the law. Again, then let them go. Family wrong. Them have friend and Cumbolo in a police station and police department, and when the victim go complain, the dirty junker police them what they do? Call up the offender and tell them, say, hey, somebody just come in and come file complaint against you about this and that, you know. Just want you to know. Wicked, wicked. The disclosure by the DCS comes amid signs of growing support with Conjo Colmes government for calls to make the Sex Offender Registry open to the public. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue. We have been discussing it for some time and we need to take a decision, one senior government insider told the Gleaner, while acknowledging that there was no consensus on the long debated issue. It should not have been a debated issue in the first damn place. The registry should have been public. The registry should have been public so everybody know who the dirty junker them are so they can stay away from them and keep their children away from them. I don't care who it is. It could be my uncle, my granny, my grandfather, my father, my brother, anybody, even a female relative. Anyhow, you violate somebody, whether an adult or a child, your backside going on the registry and you're going a prison. Me not talk jail, me say prison. Prison. I'm not talking no 5 or 6 year prison term neither. 30 years. Put it on the books. 30 years. Before you even have a chance to go in front of parole board, minimum 30 years, and make it stick. Lock up them backside so any other junker out the road is thinking of doing anything like that. They will possibly think twice. Possibly. The legislation stipulates that a person convicted of specific offenses and who have not been exempt by a judge, see it there, should be registered as a sex offender after their conviction is recorded either by the Supreme Court, the Circuit Court, or the Court of Appeals. Incest, rape, marital rape, sexual touching or interference, sexual grooming of a child, sexual intercourse with a person under the age of 16, grievous sexual assault, and indecent assault are among the specified offenses listed in the law. All of that, them backside for God prison. And them name put out on the list, the registry, that it should be public, so everybody know the junker them, especially since it says it put on there the offense that they committed. Put it on there. Put it right under their name, then picture, then date of birth, and the address. Put it right there so everybody can know say that one is a dirty, stinking junker dog. And enough to get away. So the article continues. It says, however, according to the DCS, Department of Correctional Services, only the police, persons engaged in professional counseling of sex offenders. Now, this is how these are the only, what they're talking about here now are the only people that are allowed access to the sexual registry. Only the police, persons engaged in professional counseling of sex offenders, persons managing educational institutions where they are enrolled, meaning a student, yes, or seeking to be enrolled, they want to go high school, they want to go college, persons managing facilities that treat vulnerable persons, yes, an assisted living, old age home, state care, children and in state care, yeah. As well as prospective employers and employees of sex offenders are allowed access to the register. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. In March of 2021, Attorney General Marlene Malahoo Fort threw her support behind a call by the head of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency for a more transparent sexual offenders registry. Placing a restriction on who can access the registry may defeat its purpose, Malahoo Fort said during an interview with the Gleaner, March of 2020. I mean, still nobody can give no reason why it should be, why it's private. Why is it private? Man, just May I read one article here, my dear lovely people, from now the next time this was brought up again. Now, you know, this article was from the Gleaner of August of 2021. The next time them bring up making the registry public, the next time they talk about it again was June of this year. And excuse me, it was not brought up by not one woman in a parliament, you know. Not one. Not a one. It was brought up by the old Sleepy Chum. This article is from the Observer from June 7th of 2024. Sexual Offender Registry Review. Government is looking at possibility of increasing access to more people. Look, they need to increase, they need to just open the freaking thing, point blank, period. Make it public. None of this go around corner. This one can't have it, that one can't have it. And no, these dirty junker committed a very, very huge offense against people. Something that the victim is going to have to live with for the rest of their life. For the rest of their life. Make everybody know that I'm a dirty junker. I'm sorry. I don't care if any other people them on the list is government official, mother, father, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, granny, grandfather, picnic. I don't care. They committed a crime, and people must know, especially in a situation like this. So then commit crime. And then if you let them off the hook. Do not let them off the hook at all, at all, at all. No, sir. They can't get away with it. The offense, the victim will have to live with the offense for the rest of their life. It is there. It is in their brain. It's ingrained in their brain. It now come out. And as long as they are alive, it is going to be there. No matter how much therapy the victim get. That's not something you forget. That is not something you forget easily. And to see that the person that harmed them is out walking around, free kitty a freaking Windsor, and nobody don't know what them do to you. No, sir. No. Them forgot prison. Them forgot prison. My personal opinion, them forgot they and be in solitary the entire flipping time. Solitary. Make them sit down and think about what they did to the helpless person, whether it was an adult or a child. Them need to sit down in a solitary confinement. My personal opinion is them sit down in a nice zinc box out in the hot sun. Yes, I know that's torture. But, they tortured the victims too. They absolutely tortured the victims. Hell, them shouldn't have no kind of leeway, no kind of comfort of no kind, because the victim is suffering their entire life. No, sir. Me not give them no leeway. Not one bit of a leeway. Make them go away. No, star. People, the sexual predatory registry should be public so that everybody have access to it, so they can know who, especially if you have somebody what move into your community. Where you coming from? Check them out. Where them a come from? How come they move here? Why they move here? Check them out, man. Because like I said, here in Marker, there is a sexual predatory registry that is public. Anybody can go on the list and look up somebody. Here in my county and my previous county of residence, when you go and register your children in school, part of the registration packet that you get tells you there is a list of predators in your neighborhood. Them tell you who them is, what they look like, when them born, where they live. I don't recall if they did the offense, if they put the offense in there, but you are given a list and you can go and look at the registry and see who they are and where they live in proximity to your house, in proximity to your child bus stop if your child is taking a bus to school, in proximity to your child's school, and they cannot be within a certain amount of space from the school. They cannot live around a school, period. Period. Especially if their offense was offending a child. They can't live around no school, no church, no nothing that have a concentration of children. None. And everybody know who the junker them is. You see them in a grocery store and you have your picnic come with you. Make sure your picnic hug on to you, hold on to you, and you hold on to your picnic and go somewhere else. Hell, leave the damn store because yeah, Jonker don't deserve no kind of leeway, no kind of help, no kind of nothing. Because if you have that in your brain to go molest a child, yeah, you don't deserve no kind of leeway, no kind of freedom, no kind of nothing. No, sir. Because what purpose does a registry like that serve being private? I dare say that especially the one in Jamaica, the people them in charge, government in charge of this, don't want to make it public because some of them might depend it, some of them friend and cumberer might depend it, some of them co-workers might be depend it, or them relative of them, or co-worker relative, or for them relative. That's the only reason I can see why this register is private. They come talking about only police and schools and teachers and blah 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 are allowed to have access. No, sir. What if me have a whole kete full of picnic round my foot, and this dirty junker live next door to me? Me don't know say him is a predator because him leave when they was living and come hitch up next door to me, and me have my children in the yard playing. Who is to say this junker don't come befriend my children or befriend me to get to my children? And next thing you know, bam kitty, and gone again with the same shit with one or all of my children them. And then probably threaten them to tell them, don't say nothing to your mommy or don't say nothing to your daddy, because if you say anything, they're not gonna believe you, or I'm gonna hurt you, or I'm gonna do this to you or do this to your parents. No, sir. Not to happen at all, at all, at all. Not to happen at all. But going back to the Observer article, where it says Sexual Offender Registry review, the government is looking at possibility of increasing access to more people, meaning more they're going to open up the parameters of who can have access to the sexual predator registry. Everybody should be in it should listen. There should be no restrictions on who should have access to this registry. The entire populace should have access to it. They're protecting themselves, they're protecting their family, their children, everybody. They're protecting them. They have to look out for themselves and their family, especially if they have children. So they know who to look out for and who to stay away from. Anyway, this Observer article from June 7th of this year, 2024, Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang has indicated that the government is considering the possibility of widening access to the sex offender registry in the face of fresh calls from Jamaicans who want to know who is their neighbor. Duh. This should have been from A1 day one. Open up and public so you know who your neighbors are. Responding to the Jamaica Observer inquiries on Wednesday, which was June 4th, Chang said he moved to have the legal team in his ministry review the law in light of arguments that the list of stakeholders who would have access to the information could be wider. Look here, stop talking crap about stakeholders, yeah? Everybody should have access to it. Everybody. Every public person, every human being is a stakeholder in their safety and their well-being and the safety and well-being of their family. Everybody should be a stakeholder, not just these few that y'all deem important enough to have that access. No, shouldn't be. The review has been requested so that the government may make a decision on the way forward, with the overall important objective being to ensure that the public in Jamaica has information which allows them to take precautions and prevent exposure to convicted predators, said Mr. Chang, as he pointed out that the law currently allows for select institutions, including schools, to be advised of details concerning convicted offenders upon request. Miss say, everybody in the country is a stakeholder when it comes to them safety and the safety of their family. Everybody should have access. Chang said during the first term of the current Andrew Holness administration, 2016 to 2020, a committee of parliament has reviewed the matter of the Sexual Offenders Registry and a framework was established. Were there any women on this committee, sir? Mr. Chang, sir? Were there any women on this committee? And did any women in parliament, did any of you lobby to be a part of this committee? Because most of the time, sexual offenses happen to women. To women. So me want to know, did any of the women in parliament lobby for themselves or any of their colleagues to be part of this freaking committee? The registry, which was established in October 2009 with the passage of the Sexual Offences Act, has been operational since 2014, right? With records of people who are tried and convicted of sex crimes in Jamaica. The database, which is managed by the Department of Correctional Services, is not open to public scrutiny, and all information in the registry is secret and confidential. What the hell for? What the hell for? Why is it secret and confidential? Why are we protecting the wicked, dirty junk for them? Why? Data held by the registry is accessible only to individuals or groups who are deemed to have legitimate interests. Excuse me, the entire public don't have legitimate interest in finding out who these junkers are? Why do you think so the general public don't need to know? And they don't have legitimate interest. It says groups who are deemed to have legitimate interests, such as the police, people engaged in professional counseling of sex offenders, people managing educational institutions where they are enrolled or seeking to be enrolled, people managing facilities that treat vulnerable individuals, and prospective employers and employees of sex offenders. Lord God. At a press conference on Monday, that was back in June of this year, which was probably about June 4th or thereabouts. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime and security, Mr. Fix Bailey, revealed that the suspect arrested in the abduction and murder of school teacher Danielle Anglin had a prior freaking conviction of sexual offenses in Jamaica and Antigua. See there? You see what I'm talking about? It must be public so everybody can know. This bastard raped and killed this teacher. And him had convictions for sexual offenses, not only in Jamaica, but way the fuck out in, excuse my French, way the hell out in Antigua. I'm aggravated. I'm very aggravated. This has sparked fresh debate about the opening up of the Sexual Offender Registry. Among those to weigh in on the matter was attorney at law Rodane Richardson, who is in a letter to the Observer argued that the statement from Bailey highlights the critical need for public awareness and more effective monitoring of sex offenders. Them need monitor. They need ankle monitor. Richardson said he firmly believes that, with appropriate safeguards, the list of sex offenders should be made public to better protect communities and prevent further tragedies. Hello? Hello? Anybody listening? Anybody around? Duh. Ding, ding, ding. It is respectfully suggested that the need for transparency in Jamaica's sex offender registry has long been an urgent matter, and the recent arrest of a convicted sex offender in relation to the case of the teacher only begs to underscore the importance and urgency of making the registry public, Attorney Richardson said. He further argues that making the registry public would empower citizens to make informed decisions about their interactions. Hello! Why can't the people in power and in charge see this? Why aren't our women in parliament arguing this? Why is this not their argument? The secrecy of the registry leaves victims and potential victims unprotected. Hello. Furthermore, public access to the registry would promote transparency and ensure that convicted offenders are adequately monitored. Hello. This is crucial given the concerns about the low conviction rates and the potential for sex offenders to evade the regulatory framework, he said. Duh. I mean, even a blind man could see this next string. Even a blind man could see it. I would even go a bit further to suggest that publicizing the registry may act as a deterrent to would-be offenders. Hello. I mean, that is just basic common sense. Because if you make the damn list public and some damn junker go out there and go wreak havoc on somebody or somebody's child, the backside going to get convicted and them going know so them name is going to be out there and everybody going know what they do. Because their name, their date of birth, their address, their picture, and the offense will be in the registry. So that would be a big deterrent if the list was public. The list is private. They can do whatever they want, go wherever they want, do it all over again, and have no fear whatsoever of being outed. None whatsoever. And the crap about this is, even though they are on the list, the registry, nobody's no know who on it, you know. The regular people, regular Joe Schmo, Mary Jane, and Sue don't know who is on the list, on the registry. And even though they're on the registry, these dirty junker dog, I don't know who the hell wrote this law, but after being on the list for 10 years, they can petition a judge to take their name off the list. Why? Because there is no more registered offenses, because them left for them there, go somewhere else, go commit the act, another act, ruin somebody else's life or somebody else's child's life, and probably threaten them, say if them go make any report, them going to do what and what and what to them and their family. So, of course, the victim coil up in themselves, shut them out, don't report the incident, and the junker get off. Because once a predator, always a predator. If they do it one time and get away with it, them go and do it a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth, up to 100 times, as long as they don't get caught. And the fact that they don't get caught is the fact that them threaten the people, them threaten the children, threaten the adults, threaten their family. And if them go a police station, go report it, them have friend in a police station who are going to make them know, say, you come and make file complaint against them. So them are going to come back for you. So the list, the registry being private is useless. Absolutely useless. Makes no sense to me. But geez and peace, may I tell you, it God in heaven. Oh my gosh. Let me continue to read. It says the secrecy of the registry leaves victims and potential victims unprotected. Furthermore, public access to the registry would promote transparency and ensure that the convicted offenders are adequately monitored. Yes, this is crucial, he said. given the concern of the low conviction rate and the potential of sex offenders to evade regulatory framework. Richardson argued that while there are valid concerns about the potential negative consequences of making the registry public, including the risk of vigilantism and stigmatization, I don't give a damn. Stigmatize and backside. And yes, put the fear of God in them with vigilantism. So they will know, say, don't mess with people, picnic and people, relatives. Because anyhow they find out are dead, you're dead. Them gonna take your 3 points. So yes, make it public. Vigilantism and stigmatization, me no business. It says the benefit of increased safety and informed community vigilance outweighs these risks. Yep. He said I would even go a bit further to suggest that publicizing the registry may act as a deterrent to would-be offenders. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. Don't put your foot where it don't belong. He says, when someone is charged and convicted of the crime of a sexual offense, that conviction is public knowledge. So how can the registry that contains public information in terms of the conviction and the sentencing of sex offenders be private? You know, so if someone's information is going to be kept private and they're now going to be able to harm and kill, then one trumps the other. So there is no justification as to why those of us who are at risk and the population that we serve is at risk should not have access to the registry. And there's no reason why the general public should not have access. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Them need to be exposed. They need to be exposed. Yeah. Hey, Yvonne. Let me go back and bless up my wonderful people that are joining me here this evening. Now that it has turned into evening. Welcome, welcome, Deb. My namesake. I think you're from Michigan, right, Deb? Yeah. Welcome, darling. Thank you for joining. Monica Wills. Thank you, sweetness, for joining me. Sonia Foster. Miranda Ruddock. Real sweet. Hey, look here. Listen, I'm not a pie person, so to speak. I am a pudding person. And me love sweet potato pudding. So we're going to have to exchange. You understand? You make the pie, me make the pudding, and we switch out. Me send you a pudding, you send me a pie. Welcome, Marcia Thomas. Thank you for joining me, darling. Thank you for joining me. Jason Kane. Thanks, babe. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hey, people, I hope you're liking up the live, Like up the live. Press up the like button there, please, and thanks. I appreciate y'all so very much. Really, really do. Yes, sir. Yeah, real sweet. The sucker bus in crime parliament is too busy filling their cars with the people of Jamaica money. You not lying about that, honey. You are absolutely not lying about that one. Lilith Foster family, how are you? Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you very much, darling. I really do. Thanks to everybody that's joining me here. Marcia Thomas. The sex offenders are hiding behind the Jamaica Green government, Green administration. Look here. It's not only the green one them hiding, the orange one them hiding too. They're hiding too because why would you not, being in opposition, why would you not push for something as important as this to be made public? If you cared one iota about any one of your people in your constituency, forget your constituency, anybody, if you give one hoot about any Jamaican citizen, why would you not push for this register to be made public? Forget about the stigma. You don't want the stigma. Don't do it. You don't want people to turn vigilante against you. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're lucky they're not in some other country, in some Middle Eastern country where when them thief, then chop off their hand. You do and act like this, a molestation or rape or whatever, them chop off your ding ding. And then them put you in a prison. Or they castrate you. And lucky, talk about vigilantism and stigmatization. Stigma out them backside and vigilante out them backside. Don't do it. It's not right. It's wicked and it's evil. Stigmatize my foot. I don't care what stigma you want catch. If you don't want to get the stigma and you don't want people come after you for victimizing them family, don't do it. Do not do it. Go bush, go beat your meat if you want. But leave people and them picnic and adults alone. Left them alone. My goodness. Oh, Yvonne Bradford, thank you for joining me, darling. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you so very much. Oh, let me look and see who else I miss. Mr. Carlos. Good evening, Mr. Jamaican Carlos family, sir. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all so very much. Now look here, Ariel. We talk about you only like the bun and the pudding. Ah, star, you ain't eating one of my pudding. You know, I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying. You only like the bun. Me like the bun too, but yeah, nah, the rest of the pudding good too, man. The rest of the pudding good. Family, I want to play something for you before I exit out of here. I want you to hear this tidbit of information here, because I want all of our people to go out, get themselves registered to vote. Let your voices be heard. Put your ex or whatever you're doing against something. Vote your conscience. Vote for and hold whoever you vote for, hold them backside accountable, hold them feet to the fire. I want you all to please go out and register to vote, because we know what we're dealing with: the corruption, the crime, the criminality, the rivers of blood that's running in Jamaica. We need a change. We need better. Go out and register to vote. And when the junker them call election, go and put your X or whatever you do, your check mark or whatever it is that they do. Register and vote. Vote your conscience. Don't vote for your belly. Don't vote for your pocket. Vote for your health care. Vote for your education. Vote for better road. And don't take no foolishness from nobody about, oh, we're going to give you road and water. Them giving road and water since 1962, and road and water can't come yet. Go out and vote your conscience. Let your voices be heard. I want you to hear this gentleman here.
I need you to travel with me this morning. Use a little bit of imagination. We're going to go 1 year into the future. January 2026.
Can you hear me, people? Let me know if you can hear this.
We're looking at election that didn't go our way. And here I am trying to justify to myself and my peers why I didn't vote. The name of this piece is I Didn't Vote. And now my daughter has no options if she gets knocked up. I didn't vote because it was my right and my choice. I didn't vote, and now I find that I have no voice. I didn't vote. I chose to be a spectator. I didn't vote, and now I wake up to live under a dictator. I didn't vote because so many of my neighborhood said it didn't matter. I didn't vote listening to some of the rappers and all their negative chatter. I didn't vote, and I can't believe some of the racist idiots that have been appointed. I didn't vote, and in my spirit, I feel.
Let's see if we can get this bad boy back up and running so you can hear him.
I'm so disappointed. I didn't vote, and that really wasn't cool. I didn't vote, and I realized I've been played for a fool. I didn't vote, and to all those civil rights warriors, that was a sign of disrespect. I didn't vote, and now my children and grandchildren will feel the negative effect. I didn't vote because I didn't realize how much was at stake that day. I didn't vote, and now watching our freedoms and rights being taken away. I didn't vote, and I can't believe there were so many others like me. None of us could imagine how bleak our future could be. I didn't vote because I never thought Project 2025 would be enacted. I didn't vote, and now watching the history of our nation be totally redacted. Brothers and sisters, make no mistake, we are under attack. Some of these sick folks are serious about taking their country back. Now I've been to the future, and for us it doesn't look good. I don't care if you live in the penthouse, the burbs, or even the hood. Now I'm back to 2024. And like a Jehovah's Witness, I'm gonna get in the streets and knock on every door. Now we just watch our athletes go to Paris on their mission, and they did their part. Make it your mission to get to the polls and vote for the person that has your best interests at heart.
Thank you. Amen, people. Amen. You hear that? Want to hear that? Go out and register to vote. So when the junker them call election, because we know they like to do snap election too, make sure you are already registered and go out and vote. Vote your conscience, vote for your family, vote for your community, vote for your country. Now vote for no orange and no green and no blue and no brown or whatever the hell color them have going on now. Vote your conscience, vote for yourself, the betterment of you, the betterment of your family, the betterment of generations to come. And hold them backside feet to the fire. Anything them come with in their election time to say, them I go do, them I go do, them I go do. No, don't come to me with you're going to do, you're going to do, you're going to do. Show me what you have done. Show me what you have done or what you've started to do, a significant amount of what you've started to do, and ask for my vote to help you continue so you can get the project or whatever it is done. Don't take no damn blasted box food and no look at $5,000 what can't even buy a bag of grocery. And go give away your vote, sell your vote. No, people, no. Not in this day and age. Not in this day and age. And again, I implore my ladies of parliament, fix up on yourself. Start dance and chant and make noise about issues that affect you as women, me as a woman, affect your daughter, your granddaughter, your niece. Push for legislation, pen legislation for the protection of women, girls, and children. Push for it. Use this very, very subject here Use this very subject, the sexual predator list, to be public. Use that as your platform for your re-election campaign. And pen legislation and start fight. So when you go beg people for vote for you, you can say, use this as an example and say, this is what you've done and this is what you're fighting for us women, so we can be safe and secure. My wonderful, wonderful people, I thank y'all so, so very much for joining me today. I appreciate y'all so very much. Like up the live. Share it if you must. Please share it. And for those of you that have not yet, please subscribe. We're still in the incubator stages with this wonderful channel here that I'm trying to build. And I'm trying to get over from out of the incubator into the bassinet stage. So please help me by subscribing to the channel. Share out the live. Like up the live. And make your comments too, you know. We don't have to talk about pie and sweet potato pudding. We can talk about all things on this platform. Again, I thank y'all so very much for joining me. I appreciate y'all so very much. And like me say, me love one, you know. Me love one like sweet potato pudding. Thank you all again so very much. Godspeed. On a what good. Peace and love, my family. Peace and love. And I am out.